Bonjour, mes amis, and welcome to Gourmet Cooking. Well, let's do a little Creole-type cooking. It's a lot of fun, and it's a little bit of New Orleans. I think you'll enjoy it. We're going to do oysters bienville in puff pastry cases. That's a very common dish over there, and it's very, very popular. And we're going to do a Mardi Gras salad, vegetables representing the three colors of Mardi Gras. It's going to be nice. You're going to enjoy that one. And we'll serve a dessert called pain perdu with apricots. Pain perdu, lost bread, or we would know it as French toast. So those are the three things we're going to do today. And for those of you that are interested, the recipes are on pages 136 and 137 of Volume 5 of Gourmet Cooking. All right, we're going to make, bake some little pastry cases. They're called bouchées in French, and they're a puff pastry. And I'm buying the commercial ones because they're very nice and easy to work with. And although you can make them, there's a lot of time involved there. And these work just as well. Now, I have a package of them, and you can see this is frozen, little thin pieces of pastry, and they're scored. Now, they have a very unique quality. When baked, they will puff up and make a flaky pastry, and they will go anywhere from 5 to as much as 10 times in their height over the original. Now, all we do for this, though, is simply to put this onto a baking sheet, ungreased, and we place this in a 400-degree oven for 25 minutes. So let's do that. We have the oven all nice and hot. We'll place these in the oven, and we'll watch those. And when we see them afterwards, they're going to be about that high. We'll scoop them out and then fill them. And what are we going to fill them with? A sauce or a filling of oysters and shrimp in a nice sauce, and it's called a bienville sauce. So it's oysters bienville. This is often done on the half shell, but in this case, we're going to use the bouchées instead. So let's start with that. And we have some butter melting, and we want to get that hot now. And that's going to, first of all, require some onions. And I have 2 cups of onions. I've cut most of them. Let's cut the last half of this one. And we'll start that cooking. We'll saute these onions in the butter for about 5 minutes, along with a few other things. Now, the butter is not totally hot yet. In fact, I need to turn the heat up a good bit higher there. But you can put the onions in at any time. You don't have to wait until that butter is totally hot. But they will, as soon as that comes up to heat, this will start sauteing these onions. And we're going to need, for that also, some shrimp. And let's get those ready. Now, I have 1 pound of shrimp, and I have most of them chopped. You can leave them whole, but I find they distribute better into the bouchées if they are chopped. So let's just take these, and we want to chop them not in fine pieces, but in sort of hunks. So let's get this going. All right, we have our shrimp, and that was 2 pounds, or rather 1 pound of shrimp. And I have 1 more I failed to pick up, so let's cut it in 3 or 4 pieces, and we'll add that to the shrimp that we have. All right, let's pick this up and take the lettuce out of the way. We no longer need that. So we have our shrimp, and we have a few other things that are going to make this into a sauce. So the first thing now that we've got our onions starting to saute, let's add the shrimp, and we'll let those cook together for a few minutes. Now those shrimp will start to turn pink in a few minutes, and that's exactly what we want. We're also going to need some oysters. Now, you can do it one of two ways. You can use the oysters whole, do it one of three ways. Oysters whole can be placed in, they shrink quite a bit, or we can chop them up and they distribute in the sauce. Or what I prefer is take half the oysters chopped and half whole. So I've taken some oysters and divided our oysters into two batches, and we had a pint and a half probably of oysters. And this is simple to chop. Now, I will slide these back in because they're going to run off the board, and these have already done so. And we will find the whole oysters and chop those. I have an equal amount of oysters that we're going to leave whole and put those in, and you'll see they'll have a nice combination that way. So here we go. Let's chop our oysters. All right. So sliding the oysters back into the bowl, we have our chopped oysters. Put those there. We'll wipe up the board, and we have our whole oysters. So let's again move that garnish aside and go back to our shrimp, which are cooking fairly well here. We'll let those shrimp turn pink, and the onions will be sort of transparent, and they will start giving off their wonderful flavor, and their sugar will sweeten, they'll caramelize a little bit. So, all right, we have that. Now, we're going to make what is really a basic white sauce. We already have butter in there, 4 ounces of butter. We're going to add flour, about 4 ounces, or a half cup of flour. We're going to add some cream as an enrichment, but our main liquid for our sauce is the juice that came from the oysters. We drained off, and I have 2 cups here. And we have a little white wine. All right, so now we can take our flour and add that to our mixture here, and let that blend with the butter. And what we're doing is simply making a basic roux, but this is not going to be a dark roux. We just want a light roux. Let that flour cook for a minute or so. And at this point, we'll add 2 cups of the oyster liquid, putting that aside. Let's blend that together, and when that comes back up to heat, that flour is going to blend with the oyster liquid and start making a basic white sauce. And as it comes to the boil, that will thicken. This is a good point to add salt and pepper. Remember, we've got quite a bit of items going in this, so we'll need enough salt and some pepper. You could use white if you don't want the black to show, but I don't find a problem with that. And we want a little bit of cayenne pepper. I would say 1/8 to 1/4 of a teaspoon, since it is a very hot pepper. You can see that sauce thickening now. And we will add to that our wine. blend that together and let that thicken up again. Now, we'll give that a second or two. What we have now are all enrichments besides the, oh, we did forget something. Our poor mushrooms should have gone in earlier, but it's not too late. We'll simply take the mushrooms we have here, and we want to quarter those. And there's a pound of mushrooms that will go into this dish. Now, they could have gone in with the onions and the shrimp, but it's not a problem if they're added at this point, since they will have plenty of time to heat and thicken up. Now, we have only the oysters and some enrichments and seasonings to add to this. All right. Excuse me. There we go. We're going to add some cream, a half cup of cream. We wanted a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and we need 3 tablespoons of parsley. So we have those items. Let's blend those together. And we have an enriched sauce with the only thing missing are the oysters, and of course we have also 2 egg yolks to act as an enrichment and to give the sauce a nice color. So we'll add that now, add our oysters, and then proceed with a couple of other dishes. And this will be ready to fill. So now we can place our chopped oysters and our whole oysters into our filling, or our sauce, and we'll give this about a 5-minute cook so that those oysters will cook quickly. They do cook quickly, as do the shrimp, but you can see the nice rich sauce with the mushrooms, the shrimp, and the oysters. All right, let's put that aside, or let it do its thing, that is, while we move on to a dessert. And let me get some heat going here so that this will work when we go there. We're going to take some bread, some slices of bread. Let me move these items in. And we have, let's take the bread. I'm going to cut the edges off. It's not absolutely necessary. And this is called pain perdu, and that means lost bread. In other words, bread that is left over, going stale, and would be lost if we didn't find a good use for it. So we have 2 slices here that I have not completed. We want to take two eggs, add 2 tablespoons of milk, and we soak the bread, turning it over so that it will absorb the egg and the milk. There we go. And we'll add that to the ones I already have. And let's do the other piece. So we'll have 8 pieces. We want it to absorb enough milk and egg so that it has soaked into the bread. Now, we need to grill this or cook it in a skillet. We're going to grill it because I have a grill here, but it needs, first of all, some butter. Since it is not a non-stick, we want now, the fire's a little high. Let me turn it down. So let's take our pieces of bread and place those one at a time onto our grill, and we'll grill these on the two sides, and then we will garnish them with some apricot halves. There we are. So we have our toast cooking. Let's check and see how that's browning fairly quickly because that fire was hot. Huh. Didn't need that one anyway. So nothing lasts forever anymore. So let's turn our toast. That grill was a little hot. I've turned it down to slow the cooking, and we'll cook the other side. We might even turn these one more time back to the original side. The one thing I don't want to do is burn them. All right. So there we have our French toast. Sauce here is bubbling away. So let's blend it all together and go quickly to a salad. And our salad is a Mardi Gras salad. And why does it take on that name? Because it's made up of some vegetables. The first would be some whole kernel corn, some red cabbage, and some green peas. Now, those of you that are familiar with the New Orleans Mardi Gras know that these are the traditional colors of Mardi Gras: the green, the purple, and the corn. The yellow, represented by the corn. So let's start with the corn and the green peas. Blend those together. It's a nice vegetable salad, and the colors are reminiscent of the Mardi Gras, so that just gives it its name. But the red cabbage was cut into small pieces so that it would blend well with the other two. And here we have our Mardi Gras colors. Quite beautiful and quite joyous, which is Mardi Gras. And we have some celery, so we have a cup of chopped celery, and we have some green onions that we've chopped. We can add those. So adding those along with our other colors, and we have Mardi Gras salad. But it needs a dressing. And for that, we're going to go again with a basic vinaigrette. Leave it to me to spill some of the vinegar and some salt and pepper. And then we're going to whisk in some olive oil. So that's 1/3 vinegar and 2/3 of olive oil. And that will give us our vinaigrette. Ideally, this would be made 3 hours ahead and chilled until serving. So we're going to forego that, though, because we need to do this while you're still here. All right. Let's pour our vinaigrette over the vegetables. They now glisten beautifully as the oil coats the vegetable. It's crunchy and quite delicious. Incidentally, those green peas were blanched for 3 minutes in boiling water. The cabbage is raw and therefore crunchy, and the corn was from the can, and it, of course, was blanched at the time it was packaged. So let's put our Mardi Gras salad into an earthen bowl or that we like to use. Beautiful colors, and I guarantee you the taste is fabulous. So there we have Mardi Gras in a bowl. There we have our salad. Now let's go to our toast, which I may have burned. We'll see. Not quite. It's fairly well done, but not burned. That might be a good thing, though. Nice and crispy on the bottom, and nice and brown on the top. So let's take our toast, put it onto a platter, and bring that forward and arrange that a little better so that each piece is somewhat flat, if we can possibly make it that way. And to that we want to add some apricots, nice apricots. You could, of course, use other things. You could certainly use peaches, pears, plums, any number of fruits. But I dare say the most common in France would be the apricots, since that is really a favorite of the French. Let's see, we have plenty of apricots. Let's go with one more on each. And then we will take just a little of the juice and pour it over the French toast. Sprinkle with toasted almonds. And we have perdu aux abricots, French toast or lost bread with apricots. Let's go now to our puff pastry. Now, the ones in the oven are still cooking, but here are the ones that I cooked earlier, and I have quite a few. Once they come out of the oven, you can see how high they range. You want to remove the lid and then take out the inside part so as to make a container. There we have that one. Using a fork is the ideal. And then, taking these, we want to fill each with our mixture of shrimp and oysters and mushrooms and onions and all these wonderful flavors. Now, let's finish these. We'll put these on a platter. Now, lest I run out of time, I'm simply going to take these that I have filled and transfer those to our bowl, and placing the lid that we took off back on, we'll fill the other 2 or 3 and bring those to you. So there we have our bouchées of oysters bienville, our Mardi Gras salad, and our pain perdu aux abricots. So there we have our dinner for today. We'll bring this into the dining room. In the meantime, we would like to show you the recipes. Well, our Creole meal's ready. We're ready. We hope you are. We're going to, of course, have our nice bouchées or our puff pastry shells filled with oysters and shrimp and mushrooms in a shrimp and oyster bienville sauce. And I've garnished that with a little bit of blanched broccoli just to decorate the platter. And along with that, we're going to have our salad of cabbage and corn and peas, giving us the Mardi Gras colors along with a vinaigrette dressing. And our French toast are our pain perdu with apricots and almonds on top. Fun meal. Now, we're going to enjoy this, so let's sit down and have a little bit of white wine to accompany the wonderful flavors of all these foods. Fun, enjoy. A bientôt.
La douceur du temps nous fait des avances. Partez mes enfants, vous avez 20 ans, partez en vacances. Vous verrez agiles sur l'onde tranquille, les barques dociles au bras des amants de fraîches guinguettes.